Hello, I'm your Psych 12 and today we'll be going over week 9's lectures. This week was all about multiple regression and ethics. Multiple regression. To understand multiple regression, we have to recall that simple regression is similar to correlation, meaning that it also assesses a relationship. Multiple regression dictates the precise amount of variance each variable explains. Basically, it dictates what's the relationship of one predictor whilst the controlling for the other. Controlling is the term used to explain the elimination of a third variable in order to evaluate the contribution of the predictor. It is important to note that if a predictor explains variance despite controlling for other predictors, then the other predictors can be eliminated as possible confounds. I'm gonna redo this because predictor. Hello, I'm Yasai for Psych 12 and today we'll be going over week 9's lectures. This week was all about multiple regression and ethics. Firstly, multiple regression. To understand multiple regression, we have to recall that simple regression is similar to correlation, meaning that it also assesses a relationship. Multiple regression dictates the precise amount of variance each variable explains. Basically, it dictates what's the relationship of one predictor whilst still controlling for the other. Controlling is the term used to explain the elimination of a third variable in order to evaluate the contribution of the predictor. It is important to note that if a predictor explains variance despite controlling for other predictors, then the other predictors can be eliminated as possible confounds. The main goal of multiple regression is to eliminate as many confounds as possible. I would recommend for you to truly understand the comparison chat provided in Lecture 18, since it breaks down the difference between correlation, simple regression, and multiple regression. Next, we'll be talking about beta statistics, which is denoted by the symbol shown in the slide. Beta statistic. When working with multiple regressions, beta statistics is utilized. Beta statistic is easily defined as the strength of the relationship that a predictor and a criterion has whilst other predictors are controlled. Basically, it means the unique effect of the predictor. In comprehending beta statistic, one must know that negative beta equals negative association. Positive beta equals positive association. Beta equals 0 means no association. Larger positive, which range from 0.2 compared to 0.1, or small negative ranging from negative 0.2 compared to negative 0.1. Betas indicate a relatively stronger association for one predictor compared to the other. Beta statistic also utilizes a p-value to showcase statistical significance. If p is less than 0.05, then there's an association even whilst other predictors are controlled. But it's harder to predict the effect size for beta statistics, since it depends on the other predictors being controlled for. Types of multivariate relations. There's a confound, which is external association that is being looked at, so researchers set out to control them. There's mediation. They dictate the reason that two variables are related. They're internal to the association that is being looked at, so researchers set out to see why the association is occurring. Moderation. Moderation is more into the when and for whom is an association occurring. It's similar to interaction, and it focuses on one categorical variable and two continuous variables. Ethics. Now we'll discuss ethics and how it applies to research. In research, it is necessary that test participants, especially human beings, are treated ethically, even if it might limit the researcher's ability to ensure validity. A good research study finds the balance between ethics and carrying out the research properly. There are numerous moments in the past in which researchers have conducted unethical psychological studies, namely the Tuskegee syphilis study, the Milgram studies of obedience, and the Stanford prison experiment, which were all said in lecture. This all aided in the development of the Belmont Report in 1976, which is a set of ethical principles pertaining to research with human participants. Three ethical principles. The Belmont Report stresses three main ethical principles. Firstly, there's respect for persons, meaning that participants must have self-rule, basically, which means they have to be able to make a decision regarding participation and they must know all the risks/benefits of the research. Additionally, participants cannot be coerced, especially children, prisoners, and other people that would be more likely to be coerced. There is beneficence, which is basically protection of participants from harm and securing their well-being. Researchers must evaluate the risks and benefits before conducting the study, and they must also provide treatment when necessary. And there should be not more risks than benefits. Justice is the principle that there's a fair balance for participants, meaning that the participants should be able to benefit from the research being conducted. There's also the American Psychological Association guidelines. It talks about key things necessary for ethical research. There's the Institutional Review Board, which is the committee that evaluates research proposals in order to make sure that the research is ethical. Coercion and undue influence. Coercion meaning that there's no suggestion of any kind that is not participating in the study will have negative consequences. And undue influence meaning that no excessive incentive, that impossible to say no to are being offered. Informed consent meaning participants are given all the information pertaining to the study and are given time to decide if they want to participate. Deception, this can just be broken down to two words. Omission, which means withholding, and commission, which means lying. Debriefing, meaning that if researchers do deceive the participants, they make sure to explain to the participants why deception was necessary and what the research is all about. That is all for this week. Thank you.